Humanity has always clung to the belief that its technology grants it control over the world. Weapons, machines, artificial intelligence. Each advancement is seen as another step toward absolute security. But what happens when that illusion is shattered? The soldiers in the story fire their most advanced weaponry at a being they assume is human, expecting an immediate result. When he simply laughs, it undermines everything they believe about power and control. The illusion of control is not just about physical dominance, it's about perception. The squad believes that because they are armed, they dictate the terms of engagement, but their weapons prove meaningless, and in that moment, their sense of control evaporates. Fear sets in not just because they are outmatched, but because they no longer understand the rules of engagement. This echoes real-world fears surrounding the limits of human innovation. From cybersecurity to artificial intelligence, we constantly push forward, assuming we can maintain control. Yet history has shown that each breakthrough brings unintended consequences, often ones we cannot predict. The story taps into the existential dread that humans may not be the ultimate force in the universe. We see ourselves as the apex species. Yet, what if that belief is as fragile as the glass crunching beneath the soldier's boots? The being they encounter is not just resistant to their weapons, he is beyond them. His laughter is not arrogance, it is amusement at their ignorance. He knows something they do not. The moment he disappears, the squad is left not just defenseless, but lost. They no longer dictate reality. The illusion of control has been broken, leaving only a terrifying question in its place. If they are no longer the dominant force, then what are they? The concept of intelligence has always been tied to human evolution. But what if the next step isn't biological? The entity in the story challenges everything the soldiers understand about intelligence. He looks human, but his ability suggests he has surpassed all human limitations. He is not bound by flesh, nor does he fear weapons designed to kill. This suggests a form of intelligence that has transcended physical vulnerability, a being that has moved beyond traditional existence into something more. Throughout history, humanity has seen intelligence as a means of control. From fire to artificial intelligence, each breakthrough has been used to shape the world in our favor. But what happens when intelligence reaches a point where it no longer needs control? The man's laughter is a sign that he has evolved past the need for fear, power, or even conflict. He isn't just superior, he sees the soldiers as irrelevant. They are trying to fight a war against something that no longer plays by their rules. This raises the question, what is intelligence's final form? Humans tend to assume intelligence means solving problems, gaining power, or achieving dominance. But what if true intelligence is about shedding those primitive instincts entirely? The being's ability to resist weapons suggests he has reached a state where physical harm is meaningless, either through technological or cognitive evolution. Perhaps he is no longer a singular mind, but a collective. Or maybe he exists beyond linear time. Whatever the case, he represents a post-human entity, one that doesn't just outthink humanity, but has fundamentally changed what it means to think at all. The soldiers stand before something they cannot comprehend, and in doing so, they face a terrifying realization. Intelligence, in its highest form, may leave humanity behind entirely. Fear of the unknown is one of humanity's oldest and most primal instincts. It has driven survival, shaped civilizations, and fueled countless myths. The soldiers in the story are not just afraid because their weapons have failed, they are afraid because they do not understand what they are facing. The entity looks human, but is clearly something beyond them. His laughter is unsettling because it suggests he knows something they do not. He is not reacting with aggression or pain, but with amusement, as if their attempt to harm him is meaningless. This breaks their understanding of reality and forces them into a state of existential fear. Throughout history, Fear of the unknown has manifested in many ways. Ancient sailors feared falling off the edge of the world. Scientists once feared that splitting the atom would ignite the atmosphere. Today, fears center around artificial intelligence, extraterrestrial life, and the potential for forces beyond our comprehension. The unknown is terrifying because it removes certainty. Humans thrive on patterns and predictability, but when faced with something that does not conform, fear takes hold. The soldiers in the story are trained for war, but they are not trained for this. Their weapons are useless, their tactics obsolete, and their understanding of life itself is suddenly in question. The true horror of the unknown is not just that it exists, but that it may render humanity insignificant. If there are beings that operate beyond our comprehension, then what does that make us? The entity's laughter is not just about the futility of their attack. It is a reminder that humans are limited in ways they never considered. In that moment, the soldiers are no longer predators, warriors, or even equals. They are observers of something far greater, left with only fear and unanswered questions.